September 2025. Nepal, a Himalayan nation caught in the crosshairs of global power games, erupts into chaos. Protests led by Gen Z activists spiral into violence, 22 dead, government buildings torched, and Prime Minister KP Sharma Ali forced to resign.
Have set fire to the parliament in Nepal where violent unrest is growing. The Prime Minister has resigned after...
An unprecedented online vote installs a former Chief Justice as interim leader. But was this a spontaneous uprising, or something far more sinister? Is the shadowy hand of the U.S. deep state pulling the strings behind Nepal's regime change? Buckle up, because we're diving into a geopolitical conspiracy that could reshape South Asia. Welcome to Geopolitics by Rajendra, where we uncover the hidden truths behind global events. We're unraveling the mystery of Nepal's political upheaval. Did the United States orchestrate a regime change to counter China's growing influence? Or was this a genuine cry for freedom from a fed-up generation? Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's get into it. It all began in early September 2025. Nepal's streets exploded with protests driven by young activists fed up with corruption, skyrocketing inequality, and a government they saw as out of touch. Social media bans on platforms like Facebook sparked outrage, fueling a Gen Z rebellion that echoed uprisings in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. But as the protests grew, so did the body count, 22 lives lost in violent clashes. Government buildings burned, and Prime Minister Ali stepped down. In a wild twist, protesters held an online vote on platforms like Discord, choosing former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as interim leader. Organic uprising, or carefully orchestrated chaos? Enter the deep state, a term that sends shivers down the spine of conspiracy theorists and geopolitics buffs alike. Indian media, analysts, and even some BJP leaders are sounding the alarm. The United States, they claim, is behind Nepal's turmoil. Why? To stop China's growing grip on this Himalayan nation. Here's the evidence they point to. The National Endowment for Democracy, a U.S.-funded group often linked to regime changes, reportedly poured over $1.6 million into Nepal in 2023 and 2024. Their mission? Training journalists to expose corruption and equipping Gen Z activists with protest know-how. Coincidence? Nepal's ousted government was cozying up to China, signing deals for infrastructure and even pushing for a sovereign internet, a great firewall to rival America's digital dominance. When Nepal banned non-compliant U.S. platforms like Facebook, the protests exploded. And then there's the chatter. Opposition leaders reportedly met with the U.S. ambassador just days before the unrest. Social media influencers, Discord servers, and slick protest organization, some say it smells like a CIA playbook straight out of Ukraine or Latin America. Critics argue this fits a pattern. From Pakistan to Bangladesh, the U.S. has been accused of using NGOs and covert ops to topple governments that lean too close to China. Is Nepal the latest domino in Washington's game to encircle Beijing's? Hilarious, arguing Nepal's too small for the U.S. to care about when it's juggling crises in Ukraine and the Middle East. Plus, some in India think their own intelligence agency, RAW, might have backed the change to install a pro-India leader. After all, the new interim PM studied at Banaras Hindu University. And here's the kicker. Some protesters even assume the revolution was started may return to power by winning election. So the protester and the citizen of Nepal shall have to remain vigilant to ensure their objectives are not defeated by selfish politicians. Was Nepal's revolution a cry for justice or a pawn in a global chess match? You decide. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the U.S. deep state was behind this, or was it the will of the Nepali people? If you want more deep dives into global conspiracies, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Check out our other videos on the South Asian power struggle, and let's keep uncovering the truth together. Until next time, stay curious.